Story, story, story. Once upon a time. So now there are three types of farts. The cute fart that makes people say, "Aww." The chubby cheeks fart that makes aunties pinch your face. And then the kind of fart that makes bus conductors sigh when you climb inside. This is the story of Mabel, Ngozi, and Aisha, who were blessed with the third kind of fat. They were not just big, they were boldly big, what the Yorubas would call Oroboki Boroki. When they entered the room, the chairs naturally adjusted themselves. When they walked, their thighs clapped for them. And when they sat, their stomachs rolled like fresh bread. The three ladies, Mabel, Ngozi, and Aisha, had been friends for over 10 years. They had met during their NYSC in Enugu, and since then they had formed a bond that was deeper than anyone could imagine. People usually call them the Three Musketeers. They laughed together, ate together, and even cried together, especially when it was time to climb a staircase. But behind all that laughter, they were all fighting the same kind of fight. They were fighting against fat, against shame, and against rejection. So for Mabel had literally tried everything under the sun to lose weight. From doing intermittent fasting to taking smoothies all day or drinking detox teas, waist trainers that nearly dislocated her ribs. She even bought a treadmill during COVID-19 just so she could lose weight. But guess where it is now? In her room, doing nothing. Instead, it is being used to hang clothes. What of her cupboard? She never had any clothes that were her size. She was always buying clothes that were for her futuristic size. She would never buy her size. She could not believe that she was now a size 24. And instead of buying clothes that would fit her, she would go ahead and buy clothes of size 12, saying that when she lost weight, she would fit into them. Even her mirror in her room was covered with a scarf because she did not like to look at herself. Anytime she saw her reflection on the mirror, she would break down in tears and weep. Mabel had been dumped by two men who would usually tell her that, you're too fat, you're too big for me. Some would even tell her that she's swollen, that she's a pregnant woman, disguising. Mabel was hot, but she tried to cover it by laughing and looking unbothered. But every night, each time she opened her fridge, she would take a big spoon of peanut butter and start consoling herself, telling herself, I do not need a man. I don't need a man. What do I even need a man for? Mabel would say to herself, trying to console herself. But deep down inside her, she knew that she was tired of being fat. She wanted to be slim. She wanted to wear nice dresses, just like every other person. Then for Ngozi was, yes, the tallest and loudest of all three. It was a proud Enugu babe. But Ngozi's problem was that she could not stop eating. Anytime she saw food, she would lose her composure and steeze and start eating like a thief. In her last relationship, Chuka, her boyfriend, loved her in private, but would never, ever agree to post her pictures online. And when she asked why, he would simply reply lovingly and say, my love, my followers are not ready. They're not ready for this kind of bold beauty. You're too beautiful to be shared with the world. You should be just for me. Chuka would say, trying to deceive Ngozi for why he was not posting her. But everyone knew the true reason why he was not posting her. Because he was ashamed of her because she was too fat. Ngozi had tried to lose weight also, just like Mabel. She had tried several types of diets, from vegan diet to keto diet. But anytime she started any of these diets, she would end up in the hospital. Then how about Aisha? Aisha, on the other hand, her own, she was trying everything possible. Anything that she saw, she would try. She had done juice fasting, Mediterranean diet. There was even a time that she only drank pineapple and ginger juice for 7 days. Aisha had never had a boyfriend. She had even resorted to dating apps. But every time, the men would say things like, you have a beautiful face, but you're too fat. So Aisha too gave up on love and deleted her pictures online. And she now became a motivational speaker. Every time she will post quotes online saying things like, love yourself regardless. You don't need a man to love you. You are enough. You are okay just the way you are. But in private, Aisha will touch her belly and weep. But one Sunday after church, the three of them had gathered in Mabel's house. They had heard a powerful sermon in church about how they could achieve their goals and rise up from the ashes. The pastor that preached that Sunday had said something profound. He said, the righteous may fall 7 times, but he shall rise again. So that day they made a decision that they were going to rise again and try to lose weight. For real this time. No more excuses. No more eating yam at midnight. And no more just hoping and praying to lose weight. So they all decided to live together for the next few months so that they could achieve their weight loss goal and motivate one another. They downloaded fitness apps, they removed all the snacks from their kitchen, and then they began. Every morning, they would jog along their estates. They would even eat once a day, eating only salads and proteins. And they did this for like 3 days straight. But after a while, they fell low. They got tired and went back to eating like gluttons. They tried, truly they did. But the more they tried, the more their bodies fought them. It was as if there was something beating drum for them, telling them, go and eat, go and eat, go and eat. Sometimes they would even try and fast till 6 p.m. and break with salad. But then by 1 a.m. in the night, you would see Mabel sneaking into the kitchen to go and eat something, only for her to find Ngozi and Aisha already eating jollof rice, fried plantain with big chicken and Pepsi. And they would all burst out into laughter and then say, the righteous may fall 7 times, but he shall rise again. This is our third time of falling. Don't worry, we'll rise again tomorrow. And this was how it kept on going. They failed woefully at their attempt to lose weight. They were always falling and rising again, forgetting that the scripture had said that the righteous may fall 7 times but shall rise again. But as it stands, Aisha, Mabel, and Ngozi had fallen more than 70 times, yet had not yet risen. Then one day, they were all hanging out. Then Aisha stared at her two other friends and then said, see, me, I'm tired of all these natural methods of losing weight, though, all this exercising, dieting, and all that. I'm tired, though. I actually heard that there's a new clinic in Wuse that would give you pills and weight loss injections, and you would lose weight just like that. As in, the results are crazy. They are mad, fast results. Aisha said. Ngozi looked up and said, are you sure? Do they work? Ngozi asked. Then Aisha nodded and said, my dear, my cousin took them. She lost 20 kg in 6 weeks without doing anything, no, without dieting, without all of that. Aisha replied. Then Ngozi stood up and said, Biko, send me their number, eh? And I'm here suffering myself, eating salad like a goat, eating grass like a goat. Biko, give me their number now. But Mabel, she was indifferent. She just stared at them and said, wait, oh, like you both, you really want to go and inject yourselves with something that you do not know just because you want to lose weight? I don't think it is wise. I don't think it is safe. And I think that in future, there might be some health complications arising from these injections. Mabel said, looking serious. But Aisha simply responded and said, my dear, I am not injecting what I do not know. I'm injecting hope into my body. Hope of fitting into normal trousers like every other person. Aisha responded. Then Ngozi replied and said, Omo, we have tried now. Okay, tell me, what kind of diet have we not done? Is it acting diet? Is it keto diet? Is it intermittent fasting? Is it OMAD, 1 meal a day? Is it exercising, jogging for me? We've done all sorts of things. Now, it's not working. Let us try science now. Let us use science to help our lives. After it is God that gave the doctors wisdom to provide these things. Ngozi responded. But Mabel simply responded and said, as for me, I am not doing it. I will go slow. If it means losing 1 kg every month, no problem. As far as it is real, as far as I'm doing it the healthy way, why not? I cannot subject my body, to those kind of injections. I've never married. I've not gotten any children. What if, in the future it affects my childbearing and all that? I can't do it. Mabel responded. But the other two, Aisha and Ngozi, their minds were made up, so they didn't even bother arguing it with her. As for this, they were taking the shortcut. They were tired of suffering to lose weight. And so their weight loss journey began. And so the following week, they went to the hospital, met the doctor, and started taking their injections for weight loss. And in a matter of weeks, Aisha and Ngozi were already looking sweet. They had lost so much weight. They were looking slim and fine. Their waists were smaller. Their hips were looking sharp. Everything was just perfect. Their clothes were fitting them just fine. And by this time, they were so excited. They started hanging out more and snapping pictures more. They even now had several men asking for a relationship with them. And soon enough, they capitalized on it too and started a business where they started selling weight loss teas and products, claiming that it was their teas that had made them lose weight. And they were really selling fast and cashing out, as people actually believed that it was their teas, coffees, and the rest that actually helped them lose all this weight. Mabel, their friend, was still fat. She tried to discourage them from misleading people, saying, "Why are you people lying? Why are you lying to people that believe you online and telling them that it's all these teas that made you lose weight? When you and I know that you were taking injections that you don't even know whether it is safe for you. It's not fair. Oh. Just stop it. If this lie that you're telling me will backfire on you someday. Besides, what exactly do you even know about teas? Like, how do you manufacture what you're selling? Like, what you're selling, is it even safe? Is it safe for people that are consuming it?" Mabel asked sadly. But they just laughed it off. And then Ngozi replied her saying, "Who will tell them now? How will they know? How will they know that we use injections to lose weight? Besides, how are we supposed to recover all the money that we spent on those injections? You of all people know how expensive that treatment was. And for the content of the teas, well, trust me, it is safe. We just did a quick one. We just transferred the content of 2 or 3 different tea bags and then used it to form our own, just combined it together. See, my dear, in this life, you have to be smart, oh. Be doing good girl. Good girl does not pay again, no." Ngozi said, and she and Aisha both busted out into laughter. They felt like queens. They felt that they had arrived. Meanwhile, Mabel was still taking the shortcut. She was still taking her walks in the morning, eating healthy, and trying to lose weight no matter how slowly. Sometimes she would lose 1 kg in 2 weeks, other times 0.5 kg in 3 weeks. But she was not discouraged. She was determined to lose weight the right way. And so things continued like this for a while. So each time all 3 ladies hung out together, they would usually mock Mabel and say, good girl, you are still doing natural method. You are still killing yourself to lose weight. Okay, you will be old before you will see result. Be there doing good girl. Good girl does not pay again, no. For crying out loud, this is science. Just, take advantage of science and stop stressing yourself. Stop stressing yourself. You just like to suffer, Ngozi said. But Mabel will just smile and say, "At least I'm not injecting myself with some poison, all in the name of weight loss." And they will all laugh it off, not knowing that something was waiting for them in the future. So a few months later, it started with Ngozi. Ngozi suddenly fainted in a salon and was then quickly rushed to the hospital. At the hospital, the doctor told her that her liver was under heavy stress and that her blood pressure was too low. Then a few days later, Aisha started vomiting. Her skin broke out. Her period suddenly disappeared. She felt weak every single day. So she had to go to the hospital. The doctor asked her some questions and then looked at her and said, "My dear, it seems that these pills and injections that you took for weight loss are having an adverse effect on your organs, especially your liver. And the way you took them, you took a very high dosage in such a short amount of time. And that is what is responsible for the organ failure that you're currently experiencing. My dear, your organs are shutting down, the doctor said. Ngozi was so scared. But then something even more strange began to happen to them. All of a sudden, Ngozi and Aisha started putting on so much weight. All the weight that they had lost just came back in full force. Ngozi's stomach came back. It became big. Aisha's face was getting rounder. They were now worse than before. And not just that they were now fat, they were now sick as well. They cried non-stop. They were so sad. Mabel, on the other hand, by this time had started to lose weight. Even though, yes, she was still chubby and not as slim as her friends, but almost she was happy at the little progress she was making daily. Meanwhile, Aisha and Ngozi were dealing with sickness, bloating, and shame. They were always in and out of the hospital, spending their money, receiving treatment. They were always taking one pill or the other. They now stayed indoors all the time and no longer went out, as they were terribly ashamed of themselves. They even deleted all their business pages online. They were in hiding as people began to ask questions. But Mabel was having the time of her life. As a matter of fact, she even met a handsome man named Tunde. Tunde owned a gym nearby, and he had always seen Mabel walk past his shop every morning. He noticed how consistent and disciplined she was, and it attracted him to her. Tunde would watch her every day as she walked past his gym, and in no time, he fell head over heels in love with her. He did not care about her size. He was drawn to her discipline and commitment. So one day, he walked up to her and complimented her about her discipline and commitment towards her fitness goals. Mabel was so happy and blushed. And the rest they say is history. They started talking over the phone for hours, hanging out over lunch dates, and in no time, they started dating. And a few months later, with Tunde's support and help, Mabel lost even much more weight and was now slim. And they went ahead and both got married. Mabel was so happy. Meanwhile, Aisha and Ngozi were always in and out of the hospital. They were fat, bloated, and in hiding. All their new clothes were no longer their size. They had gone back to wearing all those their big mama clothes. They were so sad. Ngozi was even depressed. The two ladies no longer posted pictures again. They stopped going for any events, and they avoided Mabel completely because they were ashamed. But Mabel did not mock them. She visited them as often as possible. She even tried to encourage them and be there for them. Aisha and Ngozi wished that they had not taken the easy way out to lose weight. Now, they were suffering from several side effects and spending all their money on treatments at the hospital. People started calling them out on social media and even mocking them. And as a way of finding comfort, they began to eat more junk while praying for God to heal them from all the sicknesses that they had brought upon themselves by all the injections they had taken just to lose weight. So now they were no longer bothered about being fat. They were scared for their life, praying to God to spare their life, that they did not want to die. They had learned their lesson. They wished they could turn back the hands of time, but it was already too late. Hi besties, it's your favorite storyteller, Omalicha. Thank you so much for watching my story to the end. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on this one. This one now, this question is for my girlies that are fat, that are big like me. If you had the chance or the opportunity or the resources to opt for injections to lose weight, like you and I know some injections that are in vogue now, like the Osem, Monja, all of that. So let's say you had the resources to pay for these injections and all that. Would you opt for it for weight loss? Or would you go through the hard way of, exercising, dieting, all of that? Or would you just embrace science? After all, it is God that gave these people wisdom to produce these things. So tell me, which one will you go for? Then secondly, do you think that all these things would have a negative effect on the body, like in the nearest future? And lastly, what's your stand on it? Do you think it's good or bad? Like, are you a no injection person? Or do you think, yeah, it's good? I think, we can go for it. Please share your thoughts with me in the comment section. And please support your home girl, Malicha, by subscribing to my channel, liking my videos, and sharing with your loved ones. So now, till I come your way again with more interesting stories. Bye.